all you hear from the Liberals and the NDP is, oh, well, this is the Conservatives' fault.
It's always the Conservatives' fault. Statistics Canada just released the June job numbers, and it doesn't look so good.
Let's take a look.
Statistics Canada says the national unemployment rate rose to 6.4% in June, with 1,400 jobs lost. The transportation and warehousing sectors, as well as public administration, led job declines last month, but the accommodation and food service industries and agricultural sector helped to offset losses. While the unemployment rate climbed from a record low of 4.9% 2 years ago, the jobless rate has largely risen as job gains fail to keep pace with Canada's growing population.
Are you trying to tell me that there's lower jobs than there are people coming into the country?
Well, and that's exactly it. And we've been saying that for the last few months that they've been releasing the job numbers, is that the number of new jobs created is not keeping pace with the number of people that the Liberals are bringing into the country. So you're promising immigrants like this promise of a great new life in Canada, but when they get here, there's no jobs.
Well, and this is the issue, right? Because what they've done is they put this big neon sign over Canada that says, hey, come on in. And a lot of these people are coming in because they're just declaring asylum. And why are they declaring asylum? Yeah, some of them are coming in from war-torn countries, but what we're finding out is that a lot of them are coming in because they don't want to wait for the immigration process, and we're letting them in.
But those who do immigrate here legally, they're being sold this promise of this wonderful country, this beautiful green country with all these opportunities, and then they get here and there's not even enough jobs to go around. Like, that's dishonest. That's our government being dishonest to people to get them into the country so that they can pay taxes.
Well, there's no jobs, there's no health care, and there's no houses, and there's food. It's just really, really expensive. So, that's what you get for it. But let's take a bit of a deeper look at, what this actually means statistically. So this is the chart actually from StatsCan, and you can see that there is a spike in unemployment in 2020. No kidding, everyone stayed home because everyone was being paid CERB. And then as the economy, quote unquote, recovered, it came back. But now the unemployment rate is even higher than it was pre-COVID. Well, weren't we hearing from Trudeau and Freeland and all the rest of them that they were just booming with all of these new jobs and the unemployment rate was great? It's almost like you are causing this country to become a victim of your bad policies, and maybe that's a reason why you're so unpopular. So that's the trend. As they bring in more people, the unemployment rate goes up. Surprise, surprise.
Well, and it's interesting because Canadians are being told that there's not enough people to fill all these empty positions, but the numbers are telling us otherwise.
Right. So the question remains, why do we need all these people then? That's the real question. So the next graphic I'm going to show you is a really interesting one because this breaks it down by province. So coming in at a whopping 9.2% is Newfoundland and Labrador, and you have PEI at 8%. Now you have Nunavut at 8.1%, but you might be wondering why are the maritime provinces at such a high unemployment rate? Well, one possibility could be is that there's a lot of these students that are coming in and people that are on temporary visas, and they've gotten wind of this program these provinces have, and now they're out there and they're actually protesting that they don't want to leave Canada. So what is going on here? You have people that are coming over on temporary visas or school visas, and Canada is talking about now deporting them, and they're protesting.
Well, and above and beyond that, our international student program allows the students to work, I believe it's up to 20 hours per week while they're staying here. When you have an unemployment rate of 6.4%, why are individuals who are not citizens and are here to study, why are they permitted to work? They are essentially taking jobs away from that 6.4% of Canadians who are unemployed.
Well, and the argument is going to be that even students can't afford, to even live here.
Now, we just want to reiterate that the issue here is not migrants or students. The issue here is our government and their lax policies and why they are permitting students, migrants to take jobs away from Canadians who are having difficulty finding them.
Right. This is, this conversation shouldn't even be happening, to be honest, about, should a international student be allowed to have a job or not, because it was a non-issue before Trudeau was here. And they've been warned about this. They were warned about this, years ago, that if you guys don't settle down on immigration, housing is going to become a really big problem. And they ignored it.
Well, and it's not just immigration, it's the Liberals' open border policy. I mean, the Liberals keep the borders so open that they are debating on purchasing hotels, not hotel rooms, but actual hotels to house the number of refugees that we are having in this country. Again, the government's job is to protect our borders. Unfortunately, not everybody can be Canadian, and we know many people do want to be Canadian. Of course, I mean, my grandparents came here because they wanted to be Canadian, because they wanted a better life for their future children and future grandchildren. But when you have a system that's so broken, it needs fixing first before you can bring more people in.
Well, and all you hear from the Liberals and the NDP is, oh, well, this is the Conservatives' fault.
It's always the Conservatives' fault.
It's just, years of, well, guys, the Conservatives were in government for about 9 years, and you guys have been in government for about
the same
9 years.
Yeah, same length of time.
So, no, just like, when the Conservatives whoop your asses in the next election, if they're, 2-3 years in and they start blaming the Liberals, sorry, like unless they are in the midst of implementing solutions that look to be proven to be working, we're not going to tolerate them blaming everybody else for their issues, despite the fact that they're in government for 2 or 3 years. Like, there's going to be a grace period, of course.
Right, because the Conservatives can't just take government and expect everything to be fixed. Like, they're not Batman. They don't just like swoop in and fix everything.
But, if, let's say, fast forward, we're 8 years in and they're blaming the Liberals, not going to fly at all, because the Conservatives are criticizing Justin Trudeau for doing the exact same thing, and justifiably so. So there is no, shuffling blame here. Get it fixed. And what we really need right now is an election so we can get on with it. So this utopia that Freeland and Trudeau have painted, the stats are catching up to them. And as we say, stats don't care about your feelings.